So waiting longer to become a mom is now the new normal for a lot of women. The CDC reports that women in their late 30s are having children now at the highest rate since the 1960s. The data also found that the age at which women in the U.S. have their first child is 28. So here's a little history for you. In 2014, that age was 26. And in 2000, it was 24. So Dr. Wilder, as a sociology professor, and I know you're not a OBGYN or someone who gives birth babies or anything, but why do you think women are waiting longer to have these babies?
I think there's a lot more opportunities for women to pursue their career, to pursue their education. There are a lot more women who are deciding that they don't want to be moms.
Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So, you know, I think there are a lot more, we are in a space in our society where it's okay for women to either just say they're going to delay having children, or they don't want to do it at all, or just pursue other things. I had my first and only child 2 weeks after I turned 35.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so for me personally, it was, I wanted to go and pursue my doctorate. So I spent a lot of time in school, and I had no thoughts about having children or doing anything until after I finished.
And these days, I mean, it is that you have a choice. I mean, back in the day, in the 50s and 60s, it was a given. You know, you're going to go to high school, you might go to college, but if you go to college as a woman, it's basically to find a man, you know, the MRS degree, and that was just what you did. You got married, even if you had an education, you stayed home. I mean, that was just what you did. Now, you have lots of choices. Even if you're married at 22, doesn't mean you have to have a baby yet. You can wait. I have one of my best friends, she's pregnant, they're having their first child, she's 42.
Oh, wow.
You know, now they have been trying a couple years. They had some fertility issues, but only trying a few years. So she wanted to get her career going, and she didn't want to have kids yet, you know, so.
I think women are definitely becoming more and more empowered, and they're realizing that they do have the power, and they are making these choices that, you know, well, this is my body, I'm going to have to raise this child, me and my husband's partner, whoever, and if they want to make the decision to not do it at all or to do it later, then they know that that's what they can do. And I think the history of the world where we've been the last 2 years or so, that's what's showing that to them.
See, I think it's more to do with celebrities. I think all the celebrities are having such a huge impact on media and social media these days. And so these people, Halle Berry, you know, all of these women that are, you know, Janet Jackson, they're having babies at 50, 52 years old.
But they also have the money to afford the medical care.
Right, but not everybody knows that. Not everybody knows that this is all IFB. Nobody knows that this is all IVF. I mean, the young girls that are 20 years old and 25 years old, they're not thinking, oh, well, she had IVF, she's an old lady. They're not thinking that. They're thinking, oh, well, I can wait another 25 years and I can have kids then, when and if I get married. So I think that I think social media and I think a lot of the celebrity people are really making this happen much later in life.
I still think there's a lot of pressure on women who are in their 30s. Like by the time you get 30 or even your mid-30s, there's still so much pressure on women to get married, get a husband. You know, so even though women are delaying it and you know, having kids later, that pressure is still there. I mean, it's not, you know, we can't deny
the biological clock is a real thing. I mean, like as Angelia is saying, that is a real thing.
I pulled my batteries out of the clock a long time ago.
You know, you don't have your whole life to do it. The later in life you get, the more difficult it may come. You know, you may have infertility issues, and that does come with
safety issues for you and the baby. The older you wait.
Absolutely, that's right. So, all right, well, coming up next, you know that glass of wine you enjoy every night to help you wind down after a long day? Well, there's a new health alert that may throw a wrench in that plan. No! We're going to talk about this with Dr. Ali Kazraian. I hope there's not bad news, but we will find out when we come back.
So, I just talked to my manager and...
This is it.